Hey students, it's me, Mr. Fitz. I just wanted to make a quick video on the Geo Lantern activity. So what we're going to do is you're going to take this little template and you're going to plot two triangular eyes on the coordinate plane, one rhombus nose, and a trapezoid or parallelogram for its mouth. And then you're going to label all the coordinates and decorate your pumpkin. So let's take a look at an example. Here we go. So here's an example from a previous year. So you can see the student was super neat. They used a straight edge to create their line segments. So they didn't just freehand it like I was just doing. Please make sure you use a straight edge so your lines are completely straight and neat. And make sure you label all of your coordinates like the student did here. They labeled all the points. So I'm going to take you through another example. Let's take a look. So I'm just going to create one. So here is a Geo Lantern. XY axis there, and there's one triangle eye. There's another triangle eye. They don't have to be identical. That's totally fine. They can have different shaped eyes as long as they're triangles, three sides. And then here's a rhombus for a nose, and I used a trapezoid for the mouth. So, and I'm going to put in little decorations. I put a little scar there, make it a little spooky, and some fangs. And yeah, so one thing you want to do, first you want to describe all of your shapes. And then the other thing you're gonna have to do is calculate the slopes of the eyes. And by that, I mean all three line segments of each eye. So you're gonna have to calculate 6 slopes. And what is slope? I mean, a lot of you probably don't remember this from algebra. It was a while ago. So slope is a super important concept for this class. As I want to introduce it now, I'm just gonna plot this, in your mind. And so what slope is? It's the change in y. That's what this little triangle means. The change in y for a given change in x. So if you think about like the slope of this line segment here, I'm going from this point to this point, I'm going over 2 and down 3. So that for that given change in x, that given out 2, going down 3. So, and some of you might have learned rise over run, or x, y1 minus y, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I use this other technique where you can just go ahead and count the boxes, that's fine. But let's look at, say, this line segment here, right here, this one. And so what I do is I stack the coordinates. So -4, 2, and -2, 4. I could do them in reverse. I would get the same answer. You could try that. And then I'm going to calculate my change in x. So what is my change in x? So from -4 on the number line, by the way, to plot points, if we're starting here at 0, 0, I want to plot -4, 2. I'm going to count over 4 to the negative direction and then up 2. So that's where -4, 2 is. Okay, so my change in x is from -4 to -2, +2. And my change in y from 2 to +4, 2 to +4, also +2. So what's my change in y over change in x? That's 2 over 2. That simplifies to 1. So my slope is 1. Okay, let's look at one more. Let's look at this line segment here. So that was a positive slope. That's like uphill, right? So going in a positive direction. This is a downhill slope, so that's negative. So -2, 4 to -1, 2. So let's think. My change in x is +1. My change in y is -2. So my slope is actually going to be a -2 over +1, which simplifies to -2. All right? Let's look at one more. Let's look at this bottom line segment. So -4, 2 to -1, 2. Notice my change in y, my change in x is +3. My change in y, I'm not going up or down. I'm not going anywhere. So 0 divided by 3, that's just 0. Think of it as like you were like skateboarding or skiing on a flat surface. You're not going to go anywhere unless you power yourself. But you're not going to go anywhere, right? So that's a 0 slope. Let's look at one more. Let's look at this vertical line here. This is a little trickier. So think about our change in x. We're not going anywhere in the x direction. The x direction is that horizontal distance. So it's not going anywhere. My change in y is -3. -3 divided by 0, if I plug that in my calculator, I just get 0. That's undefined. Think of it as like, if you're skiing, you don't want to ski off a cliff, right? That's totally, don't do that. There is no slope. It's just totally undefined. So that's an undefined slope. Okay, So that's how we calculate slope. That's a little kind of intro into slope. Remember, you can just count the boxes. So like if I wanted to calculate the slope again, or like this one, I count 1, 2, that's my change in y. My change in x is 1, 2, 3. And so it'd be 3 over 2, right? My change in y is 3. My change in x is 2. So it'd be a negative 3 over 2. Okay, so let's take a look at what else we need to know. Here's our rubric. Again, label the eyes, nose, and mouth, please. Make sure you calculate all 6 slopes. Make sure you have a good description of all of your shapes. And make sure you're creative. I don't know how creative I was. Let's add, yeah, I'm gonna add some more stuff. There's a cat, there's a ghost, there's a bat. Oh, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween from Mr. Fitz. So that's a better one. So again, you can see the coordinates were all labeled here. Super nice. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'll see you in class. Happy Halloween.